clarity, so I could see how you react, how you react to me. So much differently, I am different. Every time that I look back, I see my fortune. Would you react to me? We are reacting so much differently. Doubted all that I could do, knowing what I need to do. All I can say for words is thank you. I think it's what you need to push away from the shore, amongst the waves, exactly where I wanna be. I am where I wanna be. Remember the start, when my future needed clarity. Yes, I needed clarity, so I could see how you'd react, how you'd react to me. So much differently, 'cause I am different to you. Every time that I look back, I see my fortune. Would you react to me?
We've gone up in the world already. Yes, we fancied a little bit of extra pressure. No, no, joke. So let's hope there's no live issues that come up during it, but we shouldn't. We've kind of planned around it. So. I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you doing? Yes.
Well, it's a little strange the fact that this is live, but
I mean, there's nothing like different on my end, so it doesn't really feel that much
yeah,
different.
it's weird. I was
But
like setting up for this was weird. It was like, oh yeah, I'll just set it up. Oh wait, we're not recording it now. Like this week it's live. I forgot.
yeah, that means it cuts out the whole editing process that takes you so long.
I know, literally. I still have to render it out, but I'm not editing this one.
Mm.
It's all gonna be uncut.
It's all natural.
Unless something does happen, in which case then I have to cut it. But we'll wait and see. You never know.
I'm gonna keep my pants on, for God's sake.
We can't do our little celebratory swing for the intro.
I was looking forward to that line.
Oh, I love that. That's the best bit.
Okay, so to those familiar with the format, and to those not familiar, I should say, we normally talk about news and lockdown stuff first. Move on to a bit of gaming and films, TV, and Netflix and stuff like that, and then we'll move on to some interesting topics, which we may have prepared.
Yes, it was going to be a good one.
So yeah, bear with us. Well, it might not be as snappy as the pre-recorded ones, but
yeah,
we will try our best anyway.
Yes, and if obviously one of us needs to go for a pee or something, that's going to be different. We can't. That's going to have to happen. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, it depends how long we decide to go on for, like, whatever. I have emptied my bladder before we started, just to let everyone know.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that that's the case. It'd be difficult otherwise. I'm just gonna get the streamer, or at least the chat up on my tablet, since my phone is like nearly dead. You can tell I've prepped so well. Like every week, I prepped like to make sure I'm done, I'm ready.
I love how you could have been doing this during that lovely fancy intro.
Yeah, literally. All this stuff could have been set up and ready, but no, James was all focused on the music. Dig it! Alright, there we go. Cool. So that's set up.
Right. Shall we get into it then?
Why not? Yes.
Or shall we wait a little bit for people to turn up, or shall we just go for it?
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe we could talk about, I don't know, do we have like a little life intro? How's life treating us during lockdown? Or lockdown, because it's not really lockdown anymore, let's face it. Oh yeah, how's the local lockdown going, by the way?
Yeah, that's one of the things we might as well get into it.
Alright.
So yeah, regional lockdowns, I suppose.
Yep.
So he's obviously going for this whack-a-mole tactic, and now it's like kind of going on an even smaller scale, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know my town specifically, it was the whole of Greater Manchester, but my town is actually being released from that lockdown next Wednesday. So that's an interesting one, because we had very low cases, like 8 in 100,000 or something. So our town specifically is being released from it, while the rest of the borough has to abide by these restrictions. It's a bit strange. And I think they're on about doing it on like a neighbourhood level next. Like, what the hell?
A neighbourhood level?
Yeah, like certain neighbourhoods would be like, oh, they're safe, but the others aren't.
That seems a bit mad.
I know, it's something I read. I don't know how much fact is in there, but I can't imagine how that's going to go down. Like, oh, we can't go to your neighbourhood, but you can come to ours.
Yeah, it's not even going to be possible.
I know, it's so ridiculous now, isn't it?
That does seem a little bit over the top. Like, I mean, I get the kind of regional lockdown thing, I guess, because it's like a blanket thing to be like, no, it may not spread.
Yeah, it's like kind of being safe, even if the surrounding areas aren't that infectious. Like, you keep it in a bubble.
Yeah, but a neighborhood. Like that's gonna be impossible. You can't.
I know.
That isn't a thing. Like that, it's just not
Because
gonna
we're
be
all
possible.
good neighbors.
Neighbors.
Become good friends. Not in this country.
Yeah. Welcome to England and Wales. Or the UK. Fuck it. The UK. Blanket that shit.
So yeah, I think that's about like the lockdown stuff that I've got.
To be fair, lockdown has become one of those things. I don't know if you agree, but it's just any news that actually comes out, and it now is completely pointless to talk about because it's either the most minuscule thing or it's completely gone.
Yeah.
Like even COVID, like the COVID news now has kind of taken a back seat, which I think is a bit odd.
You have to go and search for that news now, like if you want the daily statistics and things, rather than it just being given to you every day and everyone knowing it.
Yeah, exactly. And that to me seems very odd. I don't know why they've started to decide to be like, we're not going to share the important information. You know, we'll just give you the crap that you don't necessarily
It's just
need.
back to normal, basically.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're still uneasing the national lockdown things. I can't remember what step we're on now, but I think it's one of the final ones. I'm sure like raves and stuff will be next, although they have increased the fines for people hosting raves to like £100,000 or something.
Jesus, they finally actually put like.
I know.
Like, enough is enough now. You can't have raves, you dickheads.
But that'll be the next thing on the list to be eased. So like in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah. Have some
Be all right
patience.
again.
2 weeks time, you can rave all you want, but right now,
Yeah.
chill.
Not that I know what raving is.
This shit music is great.
I can't even pretend to have been to enough raves to know what it's like.
I've never been to it. I won't go to a gig with a favourite band playing because I hate crowds that much, let alone a fucking rave.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the mosh pits and all this.
Oh, we'll get into. I guess we'll talk about that later. I guess that can be one things. Concerts.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, I guess we shall move on to back to the question. How was it treating me? Yeah, pretty all right. I'm used to being at home quite a lot, so it's not too shabby for me. And local lockdown, I haven't really noticed anything really that different, to be honest.
Yeah.
And people out and about don't seem to be abiding by any restrictions that any more than they would be.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Live. Yeah. Robin's in the chat. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Robin.
Nice to see you in here. Thank you for joining. You're about to see the madness and chaos that we go through, which is not that maddening or that chaos, really. It's pretty chill when we do this, except...
You just missed all the juicy lockdown news.
Yeah, because there was so much of it. But yeah, nah, fair enough.
How's the whole period been for you then? Overall, with hindsight.
Oh, with like from the beginning?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh. Throw a curveball.
Ooh, I like it. It's a strange one. I definitely think that it's given me a new perspective on appreciation and being able to go out and actually do whatever. A lot of the stuff that I used to take for granted, I don't take so much for granted anymore, especially, you know, as mundane as it is, like going out to the shop or something. Like, it's so different compared to what it used to be. I mean, I kind of like it because I don't like people anyway. but I do... like, you can't just go out and do whatever anymore. It's like, oh, you have to abide by this rule. You have
like
to
a big performance, isn't it?
Yeah. You have to, like, plan just to go over to your grandparents or something instead of just being like, let's get up and just go. So. Yeah,
because I can relate to the shop thing because my sister came over the weekend. We went to IKEA and a few different stores, and it wasn't just like, yo, you just pop in, you know, have a look around. You have got to queue outside for half an hour. The queue was massive. Inside, everyone's wearing masks, of course.
Oh.
And oh my god, that's probably the most crowded I've felt in there. It wasn't good. So everyone's got all these things going around in their mind, and it takes just 10 times longer to just do anything.
Yeah.
And obviously, because it's in high demand as well, so everyone wants to go to these IKEA places, and everyone's going shopping on Saturdays.
Yeah.
But they can't let that many people in. They've got to make them queue. So.
Yeah. You still got to wait outside shops and stuff if it's too full.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably the longest queue I've been in since it all began. Like, 'cause I haven't been to somewhere like that, but I've been to like supermarkets. never more than like 15 minutes, but that was like half an hour of queuing.
Yeah. Robin just put in the chat, damn it, with a shocked face. I don't know.
I think that's a missing a load of juicy lockdown thing.
Oh, probably, yeah.
We have to cast our mind back.
Cast our mind back 5 seconds. I struggle to do that when I literally just said something. I'll be like, what did I just say? I can't remember.
That's like, what did I eat for breakfast?
Something that did just pop into my head, which is news related, which I will bring up because I think it's important, is the R rate in the UK. So the R rate, for those who don't know, is the rate of infection between person per person. It's gone up to 0.1 to 1 as well, or 0.8, sorry, to 1. So what's your kind of thoughts on that? The fact that it's getting more infectious all of a sudden now, and with winter coming up as well. Winter is coming.
Yeah. I just put that down to them testing more, I think, because they're just selecting loads of random people for tests now, because no one is... There's a testing centre right near us, and no one. It's always empty. I walk past it almost every day, and there's no cars there whatsoever. There's just a load of staff hanging around having chats. But yeah, I think they're just ramping up the testing and just getting them statistics. And obviously, something that happened the other week, which I just came into my head now, is that they actually reduced the number of deaths since the outbreak began.
That's true, yeah.
Because they discounted all the ones that happened after 28 days of catching the virus. So I mean that. How do you feel about that? Is that a bit sneaky, or is that a bit?
I mean, there's two ways to look at it.
Making itself look better.
Yeah, there is that way of looking at it, isn't there? Because I mean, let's face it, this government has not exactly been praised for how they've handled this. So maybe they're trying to find any way they can to be like, hey, look, see, we did good. These 5,000 people didn't die from coronavirus. I mean, they died, but they didn't die from coronavirus. So that's not our fault. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, 5,000 is a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot of people. And to kind of be like, hey, they didn't die from this because they of a certain time limit. I know, that seems a bit odd to me.
Yeah. What happens if they died on day 29?
Exactly, to me that just sounds a bit odd. Robin quite aptly put, here comes the second wave. Yep. I mean, hopefully not. Stay optimistic. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. But I'm hopeful that a second wave won't happen, just simply because people are being smarter. I know a lot more people are wearing masks now, higher than ever. Like, the rates of people wearing masks and stuff are going up, which is good. There are obviously still the idiots and the entitled Karens that will be who they will be. But hopefully that helps.
Yeah, and the amount of people I see wearing masks wrong. Like, how do you wear a mask wrong?
Yeah, it's not hard.
So they either have it on the chin or they have it just covering the mouth, and so the nose is exposed.
Right, I still have my surgical mask, right? And just for clarification, so people can never fucking say they don't know how to do it, do not touch the actual mask. Touch these bits. Put it on your face, over your ears. Ta-da! Easy fucking peasy. It's
and
really
covers the nose
hard.
and the mouth.
There you go. Now you know how to put a mask on properly. That's literally the guidance they have for it.
We were mocking people wearing the mask wrong the other day because some of them had it up on the nose, above the nose. What the hell? You might as well just have a blindfold on.
Yeah, no. It baffles me that people are like, how do you put this on? How do you get it? Oh, but it makes me feel all hot and sweaty.
I know. It's not supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to keep you safe.
Yeah, no, exactly. There was a video. I have brought this guy up before when we've had these conversations. A guy called 42, and I don't know. I shared the video on my Facebook stuff. I know I used a social media platform. That's how much I cared. The video. I don't know if you remember the video I shared about the masks.
I think so. Yeah.
I recommend that video to anything. Or anyone. Yes, anything. Even raccoons. Raccoons should wear masks.
Dogs.
Yes, everything. But yeah, no, I highly recommend that. I'll leave it in the description so people can find it. But that in video is very, very important because it teaches you a lot. Like I learned, you know how you get the bandanas and stuff? They're not very useful. They basically don't protect anything. But if you have like a cotton t-shirt and double wrap it, that's more effective.
Yeah, because that's more layers, isn't it?
Yeah.
The more layers, the better.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently not in Wales. People aren't wearing masks. I mean, I don't go out enough to kind of judge on that.
Well, people aren't wearing masks all over the country, I suppose, but most people are.
Yeah, it's higher. The sort of polling and stuff is obviously higher. Obviously, with polls and stuff, people can lie, they can exaggerate, whatever. But going off of them, it's better. James demonstrating how to put on a mask. I'm glad it amused you. But yeah.
It would have been awkward if you put it on wrong.
Oh yeah. Imagine I look back on it now as I'm editing.
And you wear it like a hat.
And I put it on the wrong way up, so it's upside down. I probably did actually, knowing that. Yeah. Any other news stuff?
Yes. So obviously the government did a U-turn on the results day of the A-level results and GCSEs. And they were originally going off like an algorithm which a computer predicted based on previous years' grades and stuff, which is, now that you think about it, very unfair.
And stupid.
So obviously all the that would have benefited all the people at Eton and all the top schools, like, because it would have been on track for A stars anyway.
Yeah.
Or whatever the thing is now, 9s. But yeah, if you're a low-performing school and you're like a high-achieving student, then your grade would have been pushed back like so much. But now they're basing it off teacher assessment, which is probably what they should have done to start with. Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't.
I know. They said, "Oh, it was a part of it." Yeah, right.
And it does
so
say
now
anything.
Now the kids have got the grades they probably deserve. Maybe a bit more optimistic than they would have got, but
Yeah,
we'll
just
see.
an age. To be honest, that entire fucking system was stupid. I mean, let's be honest. How can you, with any sort of reasonability or logic, be like, hey, let's let this AI guess what you would have had? That's like basically saying buy a lottery ticket and see if you win. Like,
But if you're from a rich family and you go to a nice school, then you're probably going to get luckier.
yeah, just if you bought 1,000 lottery tickets, you have 1,000 times more chance of winning.
Yeah.
It's all like a tier system, and it's like that. No, that's how you kept rich people in politics, and that's why politics has gone down the shitter, because no one's down to earth.
Yeah.
Ooh, political.
So yeah, that's all to do with the results and stuff. And another news story is apparently driverless cars are coming by next spring, 2021. So,
What?
would you trust a car that doesn't have a driver?
No. No, I wouldn't. I mean, well, look, I would say if they've been tested and they've
Yeah.
they're up to standard, sure. But right now,
There's a good amount of technology out there, and I've seen some of these things in action, but they're not there yet. Like, the technology is not advanced enough to predict like unpredictable things, because when you're driving, you don't go the same route, and it's not the same series of events that happens every time. It's different every single time.
Yeah.
How is a driverless car going to know when to overtake something or to swerve, or like if you're going to hit a deer or something?
or safely,
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a certain limit of technology that we do have that will work with it, but I think
They're assuming everyone's a robot.
yeah, they're just assuming that it'll be fine and whatever. And I know that a big thing that's been talked about for a long time is the old person, young person dilemma of like, would a smart car be able to tell the difference of which one, if it was impossible for it to avoid injuring a person, whether it be a child or an elderly person, that a lot of people say it would just go for the elderly person. But the human aspect of what makes us human, wouldn't it just be a case of that we would find a way not to hurt either of them? We might end up getting hurt ourselves, but maybe it turns out a bit better. Why does one of them have to get hurt to protect the driver? Like, I mean, some situations are impossible, I guess, to determine, but I don't know. It just doesn't. I feel like there needs to be more work done to it. Maybe from what I've seen, anyway. I've not seen anything to kind of be like, hey, they work.
I mean,
great.
the future, sure, in like 30 years or so, that we might start to see something like this. Like, nobody will own a car anymore. You just like tap the app, and then one will turn up. A bit like a taxi, but without a driver.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like, but it's not there yet, and I wouldn't trust a computer to predict a very human situation.
No, I wouldn't either.
Like, it would require like a big rework of all the road systems and infrastructure of everything.
Yeah.
Because you need to be able to see the lanes clearly. It needs to be able to sense all sorts of factors, and like half the roads around here, you can't even tell what lanes what. And I'd like to see an AI tackle the roundabout just around the corner from me.
Yeah, no, I've seen that thing. It's a monster.
It's a monster.
Let's go left. No, we're going right. Okay, we're going left. Let's go straight. Oh, what's this part? Oh, it's another circle. What the fuck?
Even the people who design that roundabout probably don't even know what lane to be in.
The people who designed that roundabout are masochists.
Yeah.
like genuinely, that.
I've seen people go all different directions around that thing.
Oh, I remember tackling that coming up to yours. It was mental.
Yeah, so that's what I've got in the news section.
I don't think I've got any more news, mainly because I only just about remembered that one.
Yeah, that's quite a big thing that happened like last week. I think big story about these driverless cars.
I've kind of found like a small one, which I did hear about before, but I haven't actually read anything into, so I don't know anything, but I might as well say it. Keir Starmer, obviously leader of the opposing party to Boris, tells Boris Johnson, your chaos puts schools return at risk. So I guess I can come on to the thing of, do we think them opening schools is a good idea next month?
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about this one. I think like there's got to be like some kind of a start with kids, and I think it is, in my opinion, safe to send them back, because as people are saying, like the risks of COVID to them is not as bad as like the risks of like missing out on education. But I suppose then the other argument is not everyone who is in a school is a child.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what about all the staff? So I guess they just have to selflessly put their lives at risk.
Yeah, and I think. And another thing as well, like, how are you meant to keep kids social distance? Kids are not going to social distance. They don't know how to.
Yeah.
They don't care.
I think in Scotland or something, they've just like said, kids, you don't have to social distance.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
I mean, I personally, I think I've said this many times, I don't agree with it. I think it's too soon. Or if you are going to send kids back, you have to find a better way of doing it. Like, Boris is just like, yes, just send them all in. Like, that's not a good idea. You should do it in stages and whatever, like they said they were going to do originally, I believe. But
yeah. He just wants to get everyone back. I think they're going to just relax all the rules around schools. So that the kids are going to go back, because that is its number one priority now.
I think, to be honest, if it was more to build, if it was like, say, a February or March time, I don't think it would be as dangerous, because obviously the temperature starts to rise at that point. But I think because it's coming up to winter, that's what makes it so dangerous. Like, the virus is going to live more coherently and better in the winter.
Schools are basically breeding grounds anyway, aren't they?
Exactly.
Because the amount of colds and stuff that gets circulated around school,
and kids forget that they can do this, you know, when they cough or sneeze. They don't do this.
No.
They just look at their friend and go, "Hey,
Or it probably become like a funny thing to like cough on people then.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Kids
you know what kids are like?
A joke, and it's like it's not funny. There's gonna be like kids crying in corners, like, "I've got it, he coughed on me."
You hear about adults doing it, never mind kids.
Oh, yeah.
The coughing on emergency service workers. If that's the adults, what are the kids going to be doing?
I mean, that's disgusting, by the way. If you're a scumbag that does that, then, I don't know, stay in your house, don't leave.
Yeah.
It'll be hard during country lanes as well. Yeah, that's about the cars, I'm assuming, so yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if an automated car that's driving itself could go around some of the lanes in Wales. Honestly.
No.
Like, they are so small. Especially if there's a human driver. They love to go fast up those lanes. That car's going to be like, quickly, bury myself in a hedge. Every other day, the services are like, yeah, another one's stuck in the hedge. Oh, for fuck's sake. All right, yeah, sure.
And I think that does make traffic worse, because it'll be like predicting things, and then they'll be like sending messages from above to slow your cars down.
Yeah. Or like if a light goes like green and it malfunctions, it thinks it's red. It just sits there and then goes on a red or something. That's the thing.
It'll have to be like serviced every month or something to make sure it's the absolute safest.
Yeah, I just don't see it being a viable mode of transport. See, that would be taken out normally. But that's not going to get taken out.
Really? Wow, you.
Normally.
Yeah, it's like Yeah, I would prefer just humans for now. I trust in humans more than I trust in technology.
I mean, this coronavirus has sort of made me question humans more. Some of them, their morals and stuff, but most humans are cool. They're fine.
Yeah. And enough things go wrong with cars anyway, never mind if an AI is taking over.
Yeah, no, exactly. Skynet.
But yeah, so do you think schools are safe to go back? I can't remember if you actually...
No.
Okay.
But my personal opinion is no. I understand why they have to, because otherwise it's going to mess up the entire next year of schooling and everything. I get it. And online learning, I know, is just a pain in the arse firsthand when I had to try and do it for my course. It's not as good. It doesn't work for some people. For some people it probably works, not for myself, probably many others. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's enough procedures in place. I don't think that the country's in the right position to do it, especially with the R rate going up.
Yeah, this whole lockdown has definitely made us learn that online things are just not a replacement for the real thing. They just can't replace real human interaction, like the time between students and teachers or friends and whatever.
Yeah, no.
It can't really replace it. There's nothing quite the same as, being around people, which humans are supposed to be.
Yeah.
And through a screen is not the same, but it's helps.
Yeah. Oh, actually, this is something that's just jogged my memory on something. I actually heard more about the course that I was meant to finish, my counselling course. We got like an email through that was like, "Hey, do you want to do it online at the end of the year? Feel free, you're allowed to." And we were all kind of like, "Nah, we tried that, it didn't work." And then our tutor emailed us. Bear with me, this goes on for a little bit. My tutor emailed all of us in the class and stuff, and was like, "Oh, I'm hoping to do a course next February, face to face." So we were like, "Oh, okay, maybe they're going to open it up and stuff like that." And then we had an email for level 4, and they were like, "Hey, you've got an interview, a face to face interview, next month." And we were like, "Wait, so you can't do... One, we've not finished level 3, so why are you giving us a level 4 interview? 2, how are you okay with doing a face-to-face interview and not face-to-face classes? That makes no sense. And 3, you're giving us a tour of the campus that we've been in for 2 years? What the fuck?" And we
treating you as fresh.
yeah, these emails kept going back and forth, and like other people from the course were like getting involved. And then we got told that there is no face-to-face learning in colleges, Bridgend College specifically at least anyway, this year or next year, not until 2022. They are not doing anything, no face-to-face learning. So obviously, one of the people that I know in real life, like in my normal day-to-day life, as well as in the course, messaged them and was like, "So you can do face-to-face interviews, but you're not doing face-to-face learning." And their response was completely ignored that fact and apologised for offering us a spot on level 4 when we'd not finished level 3. That was it. They didn't even address the issue. So colleges seem to be fucking incompetent when it comes to knowing what the fuck they're doing. Can you imagine what it's going to be like for a school? You're doing it with
they have to organise.
Like, it was surprising to me because I was like, wait, hold on. Yeah, because why would you do a face-to-face interview, one-to-one with people, but you're not going to just socially distance in teaching? Which is probably easier to do than interviewing about, hundreds of people to get onto one course. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, but they never addressed
I guess they would argue that the interviews are more planned and they could just have 2 people socially distanced in a room rather than an unpredictable environment of 20 or 30 students or something. But it's still just stupid, isn't it? I
mean, I think it's just the contradictions that confuse me. I think it's the same. It was the same
I'm
thing.
sure they're just as confused as everyone else.
I mean, granted, I do believe that the counselling course that I was on is a slightly different situation because it's like a third-party company that runs through the college. So, like, they're clearly not communicating properly or talking or giving each other the information. Like, Bridgend haven't gone, "Hey, we're not doing face-to-face. Don't arrange a class for next year or whatever. It's not going to happen." But then, doesn't that just make them look even more stupid?
And it's the government guidelines that are getting through to different people and not soon enough and stuff.
Yeah, and clearly, like, one company is being told, "Yeah, you can do face-to-face," and another company or like a college is going, "Well, we've been told we're not allowed." But then schools are allowed to reopen with kids. And it's like, I mean, I get it. Again, online learning is not easy. It's not fun. It's certainly not enjoyable when you're sitting there in your own house when you're in a normal, comfortable environment. Like, I just fancy just watching TV or falling asleep while eating like a pig. My life. But then when you're sitting there trying to learn and stuff like that, it just, I don't know, there's like a disconnect.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's a weird one that I thought I'd put it out there. What's kind of your take on that? Like, not being very coherent with that stuff.
Yeah, it's doing a disservice to all the people who are going to colleges and stuff. It's kind of putting like a dampener on them, like young people starting their lives, I suppose, because it's all like up in the air, not treated as a priority. But it's like mostly getting the young kids back in and like learning about Pythagoras' theorem and stuff that they're not interested in anyway.
You will need pie.
Yeah, and I don't know, half the stuff you learn you don't. Like, when you go to school, you're obviously forced to learn certain subjects that you'll never show any interest in, but...
Yeah, or need.
Yeah. But, yeah. It should be, like, more priority put on the older kids as well.
Yeah.
Or teenagers, I should say, not kids.
Yes, young adults.
Young adults.
Robin said maybe we should all stay inside a plastic bubble. I mean, that would be great. I mean, I've gone dark again.
Yeah.
Delightful. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
No.
It's not great. I had to put these on because I could just see my lazy eye and it was annoying me.
What lazy eye?
My left one is slightly lazy. Not like a massive amount, but it's noticeable in my eyes because I know it's there, so I'm like, I don't like it.
My face is lazy.
Yeah, no. In your case, it's more than 2 years, James. Yeah, I won't be able to finish my course until 2022, which sucks. But
Are they giving you the opportunity to have a break and like pick it up?
It wasn't even that long. I just wanted to finish it.
Yeah.
Luckily, I didn't pay for it. I never pay for my courses until I finish them because I think that's a reasonable time to pay for it. Not when you're like before you've even started it, months before. That seems very stupid to me, but I mean, that is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Right, shall we move on to gaming stuff?
Yes. Why not? That went on for a lot longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Any gaming stuff that you've got this week, my dude?
I can't. I'm a little bit light on gaming news, but I put like I can't remember if we talked about Fall Guys before.
I think we briefly talked about. Actually, what's your view on it now then? Since we last spoke about it, because I think my view is kind of I'm bored of it already.
Yeah.
Which is not surprising. I get bored of everything within 2 minutes, but that one.
My view hasn't really changed. So it's a fun party game, but it is very repetitive and certainly not on the same league as a lot of other games that people are comparing it to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I believe they're going to like announce season 2 trailer very soon to keep their hype going. Because I don't think they were expecting it to be this popular.
Yeah, I think it's going to turn into Fortnite, isn't it?
Oh yeah, this is just the beginning. Yeah. I think they're going to have to do some kind of rotating all the different modes to keep it all fresh all the time. It's going to be like more than they can handle probably.
They need to make more modes in that game, man. More modes would be better.
Yeah, and the consensus is a lot of people aren't massive fans of the team ones, but they prefer the normal solo ones. But yeah, it is what it is, and I might pick it up and play it every now and then, but you can't play it for long stretches.
Yeah, no, I get you. I mean, it's a good game, man. It's fun, but it isn't something I could play. Like, I think we talked about this before. People who are playing it for like 8 hours. How?
Yeah, it reminds me of, the dreams, like the game creation universe. Like something that someone would make on that. Like, it's quite indie and low budget, I suppose. But it's also got this like 100 players popularity, or 60 players, isn't it? Popularity and multiplayer mode. So yeah,
it's a bit mad.
It's very simple, but I suppose it's what people wanted.
Yeah, no, it's a bit.
Who doesn't want to be in real life? Takeshi's Castle.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the cool thing about it. But I mean, you've got to think about that TV show came on maybe once a day. Once a week when it first came out, not multiple times in a row every day.
Admittedly, I did used to watch it every day. I think after school.
I think I watched it on Dave.
Yeah.
I remember that channel, Dave, only because it's Dave. Oh,
yeah.
See if I can a light on a second because I can't see shit.
Welcome to the world of live.
Welcome to the world of non-edited shit.
Oh, that slightly helped.
There you go. Yeah, hopefully I won't keep going dark now, hopefully.
It gave your hair a nice shine.
Oh, my hair, hopefully, by the end of next week, will be a lot better. And it'll be all changed. Robin said, I watched it on the Challenge channel. Yeah, I remember Challenge.
Yeah.
I remember that channel. Oddly enough. But yeah, any more gaming?
Anyway.
Yeah, any more gaming things?
I believe you wanted to talk about the Suicide Squad little game.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere for me because I essentially was just playing games earlier instead of doing research like I should have been for the podcast, and I just came across a trailer on YouTube, and I was like, oh, I don't know, there was like a Suicide game or something. Oh, okay, let's have a look, and it looks. I mean, it is the cinematic trailer, so it's going to be a bit odd. But,
oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it looks cool.
I did watch that trailer. It did look really cool. And
I mean, 2 years. You've got to wait 2 years, but I mean, that's
cool. It's by the same people who did the Arkham games, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of my only thing. Unpopular opinion, but I don't like those games.
Okay. I only played Arkham Knight.
I don't think they're bad games. Let me just get that straight. They're not bad games. They're just, I don't know, just fetch games, basically. Do all this side stuff, go from here to here, learn the story till that's over. Not bad games. The acting's great. The games look incredible. They're fun. I don't know. I'm
assuming this game will be more like Arkham Knight than the other previous Arkham ones. Yeah. Like just an open world kind of, not set in Arkham with rain all the time and stuff, but like a sunny, different kind of town.
Yeah, crazy, over the top.
So it's going to be a bit more colourful, a bit more eccentric, and the characters and evil Superman.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. Seeing that at the end, I was like, oh damn.
That reminds me of the Boys TV series, like superheroes turn bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be interesting at least. I mean, they've got a good setup.
Yeah, I mean, they can't go wrong with Suicide Squad.
No.
But yeah.
Everyone loves a bit of a bad guy.
What do you think of the character models and the voice actors and stuff? Because obviously we've had the film, which we won't talk about too much. I mean, I liked it, but
Yeah. All the human ones looked interesting and fine to me. The King Shark, was it? Is that his name?
For a second. Yeah, I was looking at him like, isn't that meant to be Killer Croc? What? But I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm not an expert in all DC characters and stuff. That's like I had to do like a double take. Who the hell is that?
Yeah, I was a bit confused. I was like, isn't that Killer? Wait, where's Killer Croc? Isn't he meant to be in Suicide Squad? I don't know. We don't know our shit. We just play the games.
Die-hard fans.
We just play the games and have fun with it.
Yeah. Be interesting what cameos and stuff they have in there as well. I'm assuming there'll be plenty.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be interesting.
Anything else on games? Is there any more PS5 news and stuff like that, Kat?
Do you know what? I have not seen anything on it.
I believe Sony has said that they're definitely still on track for this year, because people are like, oh, is it going to get delayed to next year? Like everything. So no, we're definitely releasing it this year.
Yeah, which is awesome, by the way.
They released a new trailer for it, which is like a live action kind of thing. It looks quite interesting.
I know. I haven't seen much on it. I tend to be these people that don't look at anything for it, if it's a game, a console, whatever, and I get it myself and kind of go off that then.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm still on track to get it. Definitely getting a PS5. Don't know so much about the Xbox. I'm not that bothered with the Xbox personally, but.
Yeah, we mentioned stuff about that last week about that Halo being delayed and stuff like.
Yeah.
Like that kind of gold mine is just got delayed, so they're not gonna have much at launch.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough one for them.
What did you think of the Avengers beta? I believe we did discuss it the other week, but
we played a bit. I actually played a bit of it instead because obviously I got a chance to play it with you, which was cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm glad I pre-ordered it. I don't regret it yet.
No.
I have one big major concern, which is microtransactions.
Yeah.
Inevitably, that game is going to be filled with them, and I just don't see the point. But whatever they're going to do, they're going to do. Gameplay-wise, I could see it getting quite repetitive and boring quickly.
Yeah.
I think we both said that when we were playing it. We were like, "Can you imagine doing this on your own for like 3 or 4 hours?"
Yeah.
Like it was just, I don't know. I'm excited though.
And like one of the things, if you're playing with your friends, everyone's going to want to be Iron Man, I thought.
Sure, I'm not bothered.
I mean, I was maining Black Widow the other day, and she's all right, but I kind of got a bit bored of her by the end. So I think the lack of there's going to be 5 or 6 characters, I can't remember, but they'll keep releasing more, I suppose. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was fun. It was enjoyable. A lot of QTEs, which are fine. I'm cool with that. I don't know. Hopefully it turns out to be pretty good. I thought the story was kind of interesting because we also learned a bit about
the intro and the story bits were quite good, but then it kind of turned into these like kind of boring-ish missions.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see if there's any more cutscene. Well, there obviously will be more cutscenes and stuff. Any more kind of real cinematic gameplay that we're used to from this kind of universe.
Yeah.
What
I'm concerned about is something that you actually pointed out while we were playing it, which is it just kind of seems samey. You go here, defend this point. Go here, defend this point. Go here, kill these enemies. Now go here. Oh, you finished. Now go back to your hub and just walk around a little bit. Oh no, go.
Maybe that was just like a problem with the beta or something, but how different are betas from the real thing these days?
Can I be honest? Not fucking different.
No, and then it shouldn't be called betas. Yeah.
No, they should be called demos. Because I mean, it's a month when it first came out, like the beta, because it came out slightly earlier for people to play it. What are they going to change in that amount of time that's going to be that drastic? Not a lot. I'll tell you what, it was weird hearing Troy Baker's voice on the Hulk on Bruce Banner. I still can't get over that. That just sounds weird. I don't know. Yeah. I need to try and disconnect myself from the films and the game.
Yeah, everyone who's played it seems to say it's familiar. Like, these are all obviously based off the characters in the movies, but they're just different as well.
Yeah.
And the universe seems a bit different, and not as AAA.
Which is unusual for Square Enix.
It seems like a polished game that is fun in its own way.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it will be successful.
Yeah, no.
I'm definitely. It's a wait for a sale for me though.
I mean, I'm glad I don't regret pre-ordering it yet. And when it comes out, I'm going to be playing the shit out of it for like 3 or 4 days, just to see, how long it is and stuff like that. But I'm a little bit nervous in repetitiveness. But hopefully that'll be like a back burner thing. It won't be so bad.
Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if it went free to play at some stage. And they kind of, because obviously you've got the season passes for every different character. First one being free. Will there be more for each character where you might have to pay for them? And obviously all the premium cosmetics.
And don't forget, they'll probably have a season pass, live service as well.
Yeah.
Can't be asked to grind out the coins for it. Here's a season pass. Just pay $12.99.
Yeah.
More probably, but
for just $12.99 a month, you can enjoy a premium Avengers experience. Be the hero you were destined to be. Just insert your credit card here.
Fucking hell, are you doing the marketing for them?
I
got that pretty accurate. Hire him. He's great. He did my first funny montage and it's fucking good.
How does it taste?
Very different from what I do now, but still good. That's when I was a lazy shit and I couldn't be asked to do anything myself. Yeah. No, I mean, anyway, off that subject, but back on to the Avengers game. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. It better be worth it because I didn't get the fucking cheap version, and yes, the cheap version is £60, which is ridiculous. They seriously need to consider lowering how much games cost because that is just not going to fly for much longer. I don't think. People are starting to get kind of sick of that. And the fact they tried to NBA, out of all people, NBA were like, hey, let's make the next one £70.
Yeah.
Your game is just a slight reskin with a downgrade of graphics. And
it is ass.
And you're asking for more money. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And nah.
No. In that case, that means Far Cry and the Assassin's Creed series could charge £100 for the base game. Don't fucking do that. But, yeah.
Yeah, I think the prices are good where they're at now, and obviously we mentioned all the free upgrades shit last week. So hopefully most of them do the free upgrades.
Yeah, just do the free upgrades. Don't be Remedy. Hey, buy our Ultimate Edition for 60 quid. I'm sure. You know, it's the same fucking game. Nothing's changed. You just want more money.
Yeah.
We've run out of funds for Alan Wake 2. Feed us. I wouldn't be surprised actually if that is why they are trying that.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess a company's got to try before everyone else jumps on the bandwagon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like one of them has to be the guinea pig just to test the waters.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them will follow when not getting the backlash that the first one did.
Yeah. Oh, mad. Ridiculous.
Shall we move on to films if you haven't got any more gaming things, sir?
No, I think the only other gaming thing I had was I finished Borderlands 2.
Oh?
That was it.
Cool story, bro.
I'm Borderlands out, man.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, just playing these series, like back-to-back sequels.
I think I played 3 out of 6 of the DLCs and went, I'm fucking done. I can't.
Like, you did it with Assassin's Creed.
That wasn't so bad. I enjoyed playing Assassin's Creed. Borderlands 2 I didn't enjoy so much. Oh.
Yeah.
But,
You're a stronger man than me by doing this.
I don't know why I do this to myself.
Because you're just a strange fellow.
Because I have nothing else to do.
And on that bombshell, let's move on to films.
Moving on. Onto the films. Anything you've been watching recently, my good sir?
There was a film that I was supposed to mention last week, which I forgot about, which I did watch. It's called The Visit. It's about 2 kids going to visit their grandparents for a weekend.
Sounds riveting.
And yes, it does not all goes to plan, because it turns out they're not actually staying with their grandparents. By some escaped crazy people. But yeah, it's a found footage style film, and I don't usually like those kind of things, but it actually did it well because like the girl, one of the kids is like trying to be like a documentary maker, so she goes for the phases like I want to create some dramatic tension with this shot, so it's kind of like meta. So it's quite funny in some regards. And it kind of plays on that kind of fear of old people that young people have. Like, not just like elders, but like old people.
You know, the ones that are ancient
like,
and turn into dust.
Because when your granny isn't baking cookies, she's quite scary.
Yeah, no, I believe that.
It's quite interesting, like that kind of aspect of it, because you know, as much as you associate old people with caring and being nice, there's also kind of like an inept fear.
Another
like,
side.
Old and wise people, they are to be feared as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously old people are good.
We're not saying old people are terrifying and evil, okay?
No, just in this film they are.
Yeah. That universe, they are absolutely petrifying.
But yeah, that was it. It's a good film. I recommend watching that.
Yeah.
Is there anything you've been watching recently?
Let me think. Was there anything I've watched recently?
I know you're in the middle of about 10,000 different series.
No, I haven't actually watched it. I think I had a really, really quiet week for some reason when it comes to films. Like, I haven't really watched anything. I did, however, catch the 2 trailers that went up. The Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, which, may I add, looks fucking incredible. And much better than the fucking un-Snyder cut, I guess you would call it, original. It even has the black suit Superman in it, which is just insane. And then the trailer for Batman came out as well. And I can't believe I'm going to say it. I don't know. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, it looks good. It looks very good. Robert Pattinson has pulled it off very, very well.
I mean, I suppose 90% of the time you're only going to see his mouth. So people that...
There is one scene in the trailer, and I'll talk about it because why not? But every Batman you've seen, have you ever seen them take off the helmet and have the eye makeup?
No.
Nope. Not even Christian Bale's character did that. He does. His character is like, I don't know. It seems like he's playing a very, very young, early on Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
He's playing a very,
Fresh up a bit.
yeah, fresh Batman. But he's got kind of enough presence to be able to get into crime scenes and things like that.
Yeah.
And the voice is pretty good. The fighting in it is brutal as fuck. There's like one kind of fight scene, I guess you could call it, and he basically just wrecks this guy and like punches his face into the floor, and it's like, Jesus Christ, he didn't kill him, but it is clear that he is not used to restraint.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Actually, I have a lot of hope for this.
It'd be interesting what kind of tone they're going for in this one. Is it like a kind of a dark tone, or maybe a bit lighter? I think maybe they're going with dark, with the scene you just described.
Oh, it is definitely a dark, dingy, much better portrayal of Batman. Probably, I don't know, because it's only a teaser trailer, right? There's not a lot that you can go off. Like, from what we've seen, I think it is going to be on par with kind of Christian Bale's Batman, but I'd like to see it better. If the brutality is just because again, DC is not Marvel. It's not meant to be PG or 12. It's meant to be rough and horrible and brutal. That's what DC's about. They're not about like fucking Marvel. Like, oh, if I shoot someone with a laser beam, their body stays intact. They just sort of do a couple of flips and they're fine. The DC is, if I punch you, I will break a tooth or two. That's it's like pulling teeth without anesthetic. But Robin just said, what? Right, I'm looking at it. Okay, well, enjoy, Robin. Give us your thoughts. I mean, definitely, because to be fair, I want to know what other people think about it. A lot of the people I watched like videos on who've reacted to it were like, this looks surprisingly good. Like, everyone seems very shocked by it. I'm not. Robert Pattinson's a very talented actor. People just go, oh, Twilight. It's like, yeah, he's done other things. He hasn't just been a glistering fairy, as I've mentioned before, but he's a good actor, man, and I reckon he's gonna, even though he's not pumped up and muscly and tough, the suit is imposing enough. Like they nailed the suit for him. Like, when you watch it, I think you might be quite surprised and enjoy it.
I mean, a bit like Iron Man, I suppose. He doesn't really need to be buff and stuff. He's got this suit to help him.
That's the entire point, isn't it? It's like technology.
Yeah, and all his gadgets.
Because I know a lot of people were being quite horrible to Robert after he came out saying, no, I'm not bulking up for the role, and I can't. That's just not me.
And you learn about all these stories about celebrities bulking up, and they're like eating nothing and like training for like, I don't know, 18 hours a day or whatever. And,
Jesus.
And they just say they're the most unhealthy they've ever been because they're just trying to get into this role.
Well, look at Christian Bale, the first Batman. He went from the Machinist to Batman. Like, he put on, I think it was something like 120 pounds of muscle. That is not healthy in a short time. like, he wrecked his body apparently for that. So
we might get a little bit of a barky interlude here.
Puppy. There they are. Oh, they're puppers. That's fair. He's got to deal with his puppies. The puppies. But yeah. No, I'm looking forward to the Batman. It's going to be good. You'll have to let us know what you think as well, Robin, after you've watched it. Oh, pardon me. What else is here? Yeah, I've got like nothing. I've got like nothing for films and stuff.
Hey.
Hey there. See, it's all when it's live, you see everything.
So if we're ready to move on a little bit, we'll move on to the little section that we've got, which is quite interesting last week.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, what is the saddest movie scene you've seen, or one that has stuck with you recently? So last week we obviously did action scene.
Yeah.
I want to know what that emotional scene, what strikes your chords?
Oh, there's quite a few. I've got such a fucking cliche, but I have quite a few, man. Titanic, I cried at that. That was a very, very sad ending. I did cry a lot of that. I still do. Weirdly enough, this is a weird one. The first X-Men film that ever came out back in 2002, I believe. The beginning part when Magneto, as a child, has been pulled away and he's screaming for his parents. I used to bawl my eyes out at that as a kid. I don't know why. For some reason, as a child, I found that absolutely horrifying. But
Yeah.
no, that's a weirdly emotional scene that I used to get a lot. And
I
the rest,
suppose
go on. What's yours?
mine is a little bit one that you wouldn't expect to be an emotional movie. I suppose it's from a horror film, Happy Death Day to You. It's a bit unusual because you think like, what the hell? This is just a comedy kind of horror film. But like one of the scenes is like the main character Tree is established in the previous film that her mother is dead in that universe. But then in the second one, she kind of goes to another universe and her mother is still alive, acting like nothing's happened. So she like eventually has to make a decision, like long story short, about whether to stay in this universe with her mum still alive or go back to the old universe where that is basically her. She's not taking over this role of someone else. So she has to like say her goodbyes to her mum at the end. It's like, and then she goes back to her original universe because she realizes that having the mum there isn't really all that, because it's not really, she doesn't remember the memories that she's had with her. But yeah, that is my emotional scene. One that a bit against the grain.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of what the film was called. If it comes back to me, I'll say it. I know what the scene was. It was something along the lines of like, I don't know, this guy, I can't remember it, and it's so frustrating, but like essentially his girlfriend who gets killed, and they just got engaged and stuff like that, and then he's basically like holding her and like bawling his eyes out, and it's a rough scene. any kind of scene with like a partner dying, I'm out, I'm broken.
Yeah.
I immediately put myself in their situation, and I don't know why, but I do it all the time, and I'm like, oh, now I'm sad.
Yeah.
I watched this film to be happy. What is the world coming to?
Yeah, I suppose it's like the film's done a good job, or TV series or whatever's done a good job if they're making it relatable, and because not every film can achieve that.
Definitely.
Or make you feel emotion. Sometimes you're just like, oh, really, cringe.
Oh, that's not great acting. No, why have you died? Oh God, stop!
Yeah. Oh no, they're eating her.
And then they're going to eat me. Oh my God.
But yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Sad scenes.
I don't know, they're weird. A lot of the times as well, I don't know if you find this, but when critics and people are like, oh, this film is really bad, I couldn't get an emotional connection in this thing, I'm like, fuck are you watching? I could.
Yeah.
Is that just because I'm not a critic and I don't think everything's shit?
I know, that's the thing. The clue's in the name, critic.
Yeah, I mean, I like Suicide Squad. I think I had a tear or two in that for some reason.
Yeah.
I think it was like because of like Deadshot and his daughter.
1917, that's an original one, so just thought of that now. Oh, losing your comrades, brothers.
That's rough. What's the other one? Saving Private Ryan with Vin Diesel's character when he gets shot. That's quite sad. Because he writes the note to his mum and stuff, and it's like, oh, fucking hell. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh.
It's like, Jesus, why?
Heroic.
Why are these...
Heroic and horrible scenes.
Why are these making me sad?
But yeah, that's just another little section we added recently.
Oh, I actually have a question as well for this week.
Oh, you have?
What was the first childhood game that you can remember playing? What's the game that really got you into gaming? Whether it was when you were a kid or an adult.
Probably either the first Lara Croft or Dino Crisis or something. I remember being really terrified of dinosaurs thanks to Dino Crisis. Obviously, it's one of those like top-down, explore the room and then load into the next section kind of thing. Yes, absolutely terrifying experience. Obviously, I must have liked Jurassic Park or something. Then Dino Crisis took all the fun and joy away from dinosaurs. So yeah. What about you?
Either Time Splitters, because that series just, I don't know, I really loved that series as a kid. What was before that? The Sims. The original, like the first one on PS2 anyway. Obviously it came out a lot earlier on PC, but I was poor. I didn't have a PC, and I got given my PS2. So, but yeah, probably those two are very, very solid places in my heart.
Yeah, or like anything that was on the PS1 or PS2 demo disc.
Oh yeah, I missed those
Play them
demo
to death.
discs. I missed those demo discs, man. They were so
Uh,
good.
they had good chunks of games on there.
I still
Some
have
are-
like 3 of them. They're in my game case. I might actually go back and play them, the demos, just to be like, oh, memories.
I bet if you play them now, it'd be so shit. But then you'll be like, oh, this is just my childhood.
Nostalgia. Yeah, I know.
Because they didn't actually buy games; you just bought, you just played the demo
Yeah.
discs.
I've still got my PS2 and everything. I just haven't got them set up right now. Alright, Robin said, and I'm assuming this is about the Batman trailer. Just seen the trailer now, I guessed. I just have to see what Dad thinks, as he thinks Robert has not bulked out enough, but I must say he got a deep voice nailed. He did, but I assume that's not him. I assume that's a little bit of manipulation.
Yeah.
If not, that is very impressive. But yeah, I understand why people are kind of a bit on his back about like, oh, you're so skinny. How are you meant to beat people? Did you see what he did to that thug? Like, he has no problem hurting someone.
But there's like another film, Hannah or something, where there's like a catwalk model who beats up like hundreds of thugs and stuff, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But you know,
Oh, God forbid that someone has like.
God forbid a slightly skinnier guy is a superhero.
So stupid. A slightly skinnier guy is a superhero. Iron Man. Oh yeah, well, name someone else then. Happily, Bruce Wayne. He's not, in the comics, he's not muscly. Not in every comic. Most comics, he is built like a brick shithouse, admittedly. But then that was very old-fashioned. Superheroes were bulky and muscly.
Yeah.
That's not the case anymore. Just have lots of money.
It's actually a thing. Thinking of non-bulky superheroes, I was just thinking like there isn't really that many, is there?
Wonder Woman, Black Widow.
I suppose they all have like the six-pack built into their suits.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is as well is that people forget that people. So take Iron Man and Batman. Let's say it's one from each universe. Like to be fair, their actual like into everyday life counterparts are not built. Like I guess Bruce Wayne is kind of built, but I mean, all right, Iron Man, Tony Stark's probably the best one that we could look at then. Skinny, not like super built, just healthy, skinny kind of thing. But his armor is what makes him so powerful, and his intelligence is off the chain. Same as Bruce. Bruce Wayne is very intelligent. He doesn't have to be super muscly. He's got the suit. He's got his technology to work with him.
Yeah.
He's still cool when he's muscular, but doesn't really have to be.
It'd be interesting when we enter the era of overweight superheroes.
Meet
Seeing as they're all a bit snowflakey now.
Yeah, meet the flop.
The chubster.
Blob from.
Yeah.
Did you just call me Blob? No, I said.
I suppose Thor in the latest Avengers one, he was a bit of a part of fancy one.
I love that because he didn't just grab his hammer and change into the normal Thor we know, skinny as it. Like he kept the ungodly Benny. But do you know what? It made him look more realistic, and I think that's what made him more lovable. I think if he had just picked up the hammer, it's like, oh, the superhero cliche is going to go back to being super skinny and muscly. Nope. He was flying around like a fat lump of lard. And
I believe he did put on some weight, but probably not enough. That's why they put him in a fat suit.
I think, to be honest, I think actually they did what I don't know if this is true. You might have to look this up if you are watching this and want to look it up. I do believe there was an interview with Chris Hemsworth, and he got asked to like sort of not put any weight on or whatever, because the idea was he was going to go back to being super skinny, and he was the one that protested it and said no, he should stay fat. That he like, wouldn't that show more character progression? Because he's now even more worthy because he doesn't care about what he looks like, whereas before he was like very, arrogant.
Body chiseled from the gods.
Yeah, Thor, that has happened. Thor put weight on, I remember. Yeah, no, he did. That was in Endgame.
Yeah.
Because when they go and find him and he's just sitting in his chair. long ass beard and a giant stomach, man titties, he looks beautiful.
Playing Fortnite or something.
Yeah, probably. Oh, Christ, Fortnite. For fuck's sake. It's everywhere.
But I suppose that is our film section.
I mean, yeah, definitely. So,
shall we move on to some more interesting things?
just random things for the day. So, Robin, if you have anything that you want us to talk about, or anything you want our opinions on, or ask us, feel free to ask. This kind of is the part of the podcast that we like to kind of try and get people to, give us whatever they want. If they want us to talk about a specific thing, we'll talk about it. If you want to ask us a random question, ask us it. Like, we're not bothered. Anything. Nothing is off limits.
No.
Unless,
Speak for yourself.
unless it's off limits. So something that we nearly got onto earlier was terrestrial TV, so paying for your TV license. A lot of people are not paying for it anymore.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that. My mum was like, "Oh, if you don't pay for your TV license though, and you have a TV, isn't that wrong?" That's not how it works.
You can have a monitor.
No, but then you're not paying a TV license to own a TV. You're paying the TV license to own terrestrial TV, so you can watch BBC and ITV and stuff like that.
Obviously, there's the whole thing about over 70s. I think it was over 70s or over 65 or something. Were able to get the free TV license, but then that's been scrapped now.
Yeah, because they're not making enough money. Not enough people are paying for it.
So they're forcing elderly people who their only probably comfort and socialization in the mornings or whatever is to watch TV, and they're making them pay for it now. So.
Oh man,
it's stupid.
I don't see the point.
You can't, if you don't pay your license, there's no way for them to really know unless you let them in your house.
Well, I mean, they can kind of tell. I guess it's like a thing of like they'll just cut off the TV in your house so you can't like watch BBC and stuff. But then,
if they can do that,
I mean, can't you just go online? I mean, we have Netflix, Amazon Prime, Now TV. I mean,
because the TV licensing company is like it's a company. It's there to make money. Like it's not related to BBC or anything like that. They're just there to sell TV licenses.
Yeah. I think that's what shocked me, though. My mum was like, "You can't own a TV without a TV license." I was like, "Well, that's fucking ridiculous."
Oh no.
Yeah, you can. You can.
You can own a TV.
I was like, "Mum, how does that make any sense?" And she was like, "Well, you're paying for a license to own a TV." I went, "Then why the fuck are you paying for the TV in the first place when you buy a TV?" And
you pay the license to watch the TV.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to have like. I mean, to be fair, my mum was like, "Oh, do you have it upstairs? Because I might not be paying for it." Mum, I don't have. No, that's not how it works. I was like,
it's like they just confusing it with guns. You need a license to have a gun.
Like,
not a license to shoot it.
Yeah, it's like that's not how. If you had to pay for each individual TV, there's 5 TVs in my house. That is not happening. And by the way, 3 of them I've paid for. Like, that's not happening.
Well, I know when I was a student in a high-rise student accommodation, I didn't pay for my TV license, and I still watch TV.
There you go.
Because how are they going to know?
And not
as it depends how sweet.
To be fair, I cannot see the TV license thing lasting much longer anyway. Like, to be fair, I think they've already said that they're so low on their income now because people just don't pay it anymore because they have all the other stuff, all the other ways of watching TV and things. They just don't. Then people don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
How do you get your news? I go online.
Yeah, back in the day, the TV license was everything they had, but now we've got Sky, Netflix, Amazon. Yeah. All the other ones, Virgin. Yep. So people are paying for that on top of the TV license. So it's like just ridiculous.
And people are like, "Oh, what about news?" Go online. You literally type in BBC. There it is.
Or the radio, or whatever.
Yeah. So and on your phone, all the news is on your phone now. Literally, you've just got to swipe to the end of where everything is, and there.
They'll probably be
news.
asking for TV license to watch YouTube now, or Twitch.
YouTube license. Get fucked.
Yeah, a Twitch license.
No, that's why it's all voluntary. But another thing, they run ads. That's how they make their money. Yeah. BBC has said they'll never run ads, but they're gonna have no choice soon unless they want to shut down.
Yeah. So. I suppose speaking of YouTube, that might be a segue to the next topic I might have.
Go on.
I want to talk about exploitative YouTube channels and ones specifically that focus. Well, there are some YouTubers that are a bit annoying, but the viral videos kind of fad. Like obviously there's the cooking ones, there's like life hacks and all these things, like really kind of well shot little things that you can do quickly that'll be a hack.
Yeah.
And a lot of these things don't actually work. But there is no. But YouTube, the algorithm likes lots of videos and lots of content, and they provide that. But there's no kind of limit on factual things. Like an example of this would be there's like a food one, a baking one, where you can change the color of strawberries by dipping them in bleach, and the red comes off. And like that is true. They will change color. But then what do you do with them? Do you eat them? No, because that will probably kill you.
Yeah, don't eat them.
But there's nothing like on that video that says you can't eat them.
Yeah, I don't know.
It can be potentially dangerous, like if YouTube isn't checking the actual content, whether it's true. But yeah, they get away with it. Doggies.
Puppies. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know. It's a strange one, isn't it? Because there's no way for YouTube to protect against it. I know people have been like, "Well, YouTube can check it all." That's impossible. They have hundreds of hours every minute being uploaded. They cannot check. They cannot possibly check everything. It's not humanly possible.
They're not fact checkers.
No, they are just a third-party company that allows you to put your content online. My advice would be anything that you see online, be sensible with it. You know, do your research, make sure it's true or factual. There's loads of like prank channels. Obviously, we've talked about them before. Those can fuck off. There's, there's like even another thing is magician channels. And they kind of like, oh, look, I can't remember what his goddamn name is, but he's like a con artist. He was like, he put eggs in like a pan, sprayed something into it, and that somehow it made the eggs like stretch and stuff. Now, to the normal human, you can tell that it's not an egg. It's a rubber egg, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's fake. But these things go viral. They get millions of views and loads of love and stuff. And it's like...
all over Facebook, all over social media.
How the fuck are you that dumb that you cannot see it is fake? Like, it's incredible. I don't get it.
I think these companies like rely on common sense of people, but like a lot of people don't have that common sense, and they will take things they see online as literal or factual. I mean, there's loads of like different history ones where they're getting all these facts wrong, but because they're quick and well edited and well shot in like 10 seconds, like, oh my god, this is fact. And people just love to see these viral videos.
People don't like to fact check anything or make sure that it's accurate. But like with the for instance, the videos that I shared, he could very easily put up like a fake video. And because of his editing and how long the videos are and how detailed they seem and appear, might not be. You know, something could be very deceiving. So I always check stuff after it. So far, he seems to be accurate enough, so it's like, oh, that's cool, whatever. I
think a lot of the time people will think as long as it feels real, then it is real.
People have got lazy, man. They just want to be fed everything and anything they hear. It's why when people look at the news and stuff, they don't think, oh, is there like another side to this story, or is this person just a right-winged asshole or whatever? And it's like, just do your research. It takes 2 minutes, but people are too lazy. They don't want to. They just want it all fed to them in a quick, easy, subtle kind of way, and it's like, that's not how it works. Why do you think that when we do these podcasts, there's not that much news we normally talk about? It's because everything has to be checked. It takes a long fucking time, and I do other shit in the week as well. So does Sean. Sean has a life.
We all have lives.
Like, we can't just do 1,000 videos. But that's why, because we check everything and make sure it's true, or at least accurate enough. Robin did say, by the way, just to go on a bit of a lighter subject, that is the sound of "Give me carrots."
Don't say it too loud. She's right here.
Don't say the words. She might hear you. She also asked if we're going Dead by Daylight tonight. Yeah, sure.
Oh, fuck.
Just that's the only question I've got. Just join me on a game, please. Yes. I'll probably be on later.
I'll probably be on as well.
Don't know what time, but I'll be on. I'll say that. But thank you very much, Robin. That's at least we got asked something. That's very kind of you.
It's because we had no choice but to answer.
Yeah, that's why she did it in here. She was like, "You can't just ignore me now, you bastards." Not that we ignore you anyway, Robin, at all, but just to get that out there.
Any more like kind of bad YouTube kind of, I don't know, things that you've seen or?
Nothing as of lately.
There are some YouTubers that annoy me, like ones that kind of go off fads and like, or react to animes and stuff. I think you might know who I'm talking about, a certain Scottish individual.
Yes.
They literally just do whatever's popular and what people want to see, even if they're not interested in the things themselves.
I mean, there is.
But I mean, that's not like illegal or anything. That like they're just kind of going off what's trending.
I mean, to be fair, there is a channel. I'm not going to name them because they have a habit, and this is not a joke. Even if a video has 1 view, and they've seriously done this, they've striked that video down for mentioning them and pointing it out. So I will tell Sean about the channel afterwards. But it is a certain female YouTuber who likes to react and actually watch full episodes of anime and things, and has even made her own website about it. She's a scumbag, and she steals people's no, but it is like, it's that thing of these animes and stuff go on websites like Crunchyroll, like stuff like that, because they take time to make, and you are paying for a service so that you get these things. She just puts them all up online with her reaction of occasionally going, ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. I fucking hate people like that. If anyone ever steals my content, I'll find out where you live. No, that's not going to happen. Ridiculous.
Yeah, there's kind of like an ungenuine side of it, isn't there? Like, just they're not bothered about who's watching. They just want all the views and the money that comes with the ads.
Lazy, basically. Just they can't think of anything that they want to do that's original or their own thing, so they just go, I'll just sit here for 20 minutes and watch something.
And it's like the channels aren't really based on anything. It's like a bit of everything. A bit of vlogs, bit of gaming, bit of watching things, bit of everything else. Anything that's popular.
Yeah. I mean, again, don't get me wrong, I don't mind React channels or React videos when they change the content and make it their own.
Well, it seems like they're actually interested in that.
Yeah, or they don't show the entire video, they just show pieces, so it gives you incentive to go and see the video, and they give credit down below and stuff. Like, it's not hard, doesn't take long, just be sensible about it, and you can make it better. You know, people don't just turn up to these React videos to watch what you're doing, they turn up to watch you as well and get your, like, opinion and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Unless you own the stuff, don't just fucking steal it.
No.
That's why copyright exists.
And yeah, they gets them the views.
Yes. But on the other flip side of that, should we have a quick chat about copyright abuse law? You know, how companies just abuse it and copyright things because they hear like a snippet of something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sony. Give me my fucking videos back.
Disney are bad at that as well, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's an automated system, and you can dispute it and things like that. But I don't know. There's some things.
Time and money.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some things that just don't make sense. Like bigger YouTubers obviously talk about this all the time, and I like to listen to these stories because I find it fascinating. And you know, it's an interesting look into what these people have to go through if they want to keep their, their essentially what is their business alive. You know, YouTube and Twitch is a business to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Oh my god, a puppy. Yeah. I mean, it's just weird. Don't abuse the copyright law. It's there to protect people, not be abused and shut people's channels down when they spend years building up their career. You know.
No.
Don't be a shithead.
At the end of the day, it's like a robot picking these things up, so it's just lost all that human element because they can't possibly watch every single minute of every single video.
Yeah, they have an algorithm. That's okay. It does pretty well, but you know, it's a little bit off. Oh,
yeah.
Look at that dog. Look at that dog.
You can only see a little head at the moment.
Robin actually put, oh, here's a question. How do you feel about joining my Destiny 2 clan? Have a couple of suggestions for it. Well, I don't play Destiny, so this is for you, Sean.
Can I just be clanless?
I don't know. Fair enough, Robin.
We'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah. I mean, I won't, no, because I don't play Destiny, but that is literally because I don't
you might
play
do with
it.
us.
I play it a couple of times maybe with all you guys, but that's about it. For some reason, I'm addicted to Division 2 again. And it's the most irritating shit in the world because there's nothing to do except replay missions over and over. I mean, I did the other daily challenge for today. The daily project. I actually did a daily project on the day it came out. Why? I'm that addicted to it. And I don't want to be because it's poo right now, but there we are.
Yeah. We've both been playing it just to get all the seasonal stuff out of the way. Like 20 weeks worth of content condensed into 3 days that we did.
Robin put, just join it. It's quite clever, actually, thanks to watching Ruby. Okay. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Was okay.
Okay.
That's all I can say. It's just okay.
Okay.
Have you actually? That's something I'll ask then, John. Have you got any books that you've read in the past, or anything? Because that's one we have touched on very like small before in the past, but I don't think we've ever asked each other if we got like a favorite book or anything we read.
I suppose my favourites as a kid, which well, obviously everyone's read the Harry Potter ones, but I used to love the series of Unfortunate Events ones. Lemony Snicket. I had all 13 books.
Lemony Snicket.
I just loved the characters in that and the adventure that they went on and how kind of dark and it was for a kid's kind of thing. Yeah, I loved it.
So, as a kid, I just used to read Beast Quest. That was it. Simple books that had barely any writing.
Pictures and colour.
Yeah, basically, that's how I read a book. And maybe as I've got older, probably Junji Ito, who writes like horror manga and stuff. That's probably my favorite thing to read.
Oh yeah. I like an author called Dean Koontz. He's a bit like Stephen King, and he writes lots of thrillers and horrors and stuff. He's a good one. I used to read him as I got a bit older. I haven't really read anything in years. Yes.
I've never sat down and like read something properly from start to finish for a while.
I did go through a phase of listening to like audiobooks and things, but that's only like through the free trials.
Yeah, I tend to read like comics or graphic
Star
novels.
Wars fan fiction.
Yeah, no, that's something. Did you ever get into like that fan fiction craze over something because you loved it that much? I have, definitely.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I suppose a bit with Star Wars, and yeah, just because that world is so big, like, and if you want to learn more about certain characters or have in your mind something more about certain characters which aren't represented well in the official media,
yes,
then you'll read that.
Also, I want to clarify this as well, because there's going to be someone that's going to watch this and be like, "Oh, you read fan fiction? Isn't that full of like smut all the time?" No, not all fan fiction is dirty. That's like the one thing I always get. It's like, "Oh, do you read fan fiction?" Yeah, I read it all the time. Oh, you're disgusting. Why? It's not all about bumming.
No, there's a difference between fan fiction and whatever else.
I think it used to be called something like lemon, or so like warning.
Right.
This story has lemon in it. Yes, I have read my fair share of dirty fan fiction. Okay, I like my privacy. Okay, I have private needs. But what was it? So Star Wars was like your favorite one, was it?
Yeah, I liked reading more on Darth Maul and Captain Phasma and things that weren't represented very well in the films, I suppose. I think there's one called Maul Lockdown, which is where Darth Maul is like trapped in a prison and stuff, and he has to kind of get intel and escape and things, and
That's cool.
all different kinds of races are involved, and it's interesting. A bit more about Maul.
Supernatural. That's my favorite.
Right.
Yes, I read about Destiel. Fuck off. To anyone out there that thinks, like, oh, he read it for what? Yes, I read it for certain reasons. Leave me alone. I also read normal ones that didn't have that, so screw you. But, yeah, Robin put my favourite book was Twilight, as that was the first book I actually enjoyed when I was 13. She loves fan fiction as well. Thank you, Robin. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah.
It's just weird now.
I like Twilight.
It's weird doing this live and then having like even if it is just Robin. Thank you, Robin. Just watching. It's still weird because now we have like comments to go off as well. It's good.
I did have something else like really interesting stuff, but I can't remember if we discussed it before. But it's a question for you.
Oh, go on.
Well, it's not for you, but for everyone.
Everyone, including
Is it
you.
possible to be a true vegan in 2020? No.
I mean, yes, but I could imagine it being extremely difficult.
If you go into that technical detail, then no. But if you're on the face of it, then
Yeah, I
probably.
would say yes. I say you could be, but I would absolutely say that it would probably be very, very difficult. Because so many things are very misleading now. Like, this thing is vegan, but if you actually look into what's in it, you suddenly discover like one thing that isn't actually vegan in there. Not
Yeah,
that
like
it's-
avocados.
yeah, not that it's lied about or anything, but it's if you look at packaging and stuff, they say it's for vegans, but then you look at like all
Yeah,
the
like
really fine ingredients, small things.
the actual thing is vegan, but then it's the way it's produced and made is like not vegan.
Exactly, yeah.
So the list of things are getting shorter and shorter. So.
Eventually, it'll just be dust. Today, I want to be dust.
And even that's not vegan. It's got human flakes in it.
Cannibal. Oh.
Human flakes. So that's an interesting one.
Oh, that's great. That's grim. Oh, I get it.
That's anyone. A glass of water.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's a tricky one. I think it would definitely be more difficult. Oh, what's poppin', bro? That's someone that's just come in. Hi, nice to see you.
Hi.
They asked who would win in a fight. Team 1, the Predator, the Alien, and the Terminator, versus Team 2, John Wick, Jason Bourne, Rambo, James Bond, and John McCain in the jungle.
Team 1.
Yeah, I still reckon Team 1 would win. I think
Even though there's like a whole franchise based off Alien versus Predator.
yeah. Yeah. No, I would say Team 1. I mean, it'd be a tricky one though.
Probably because the others are human, whereas
Yeah. I think John Wick is badass. I think he would still struggle against a Terminator.
it still struggles to be obliterated by like the Predator's guns.
Do you know what? That's the thing I will say though. If they could somehow get rid of the Predator's kind of like helmet, so he couldn't use like the infrared. The dog does not agree. But if they could get rid of like his invisibility and stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, but that's still a very small maybe.
Again, the Alien. It's kind of pretty hard to kill that thing.
He said, "What if Team 1 killed Wick's dog? Then they're fucked." John Wick will just get a horse to kick him in the head. It's fine.
Yeah. I like this guy.
Oh, I like it. That's badass. It's a good question though. It's an unusual one.
What was your favourite John Wick film?
Ooh, favorite John Wick film. That's hard. They're all really good.
Probably like scenes from Parabellum a lot.
I would say
like
probably
the knife fights.
yeah. I would probably say if you're going on action, number 3, because they got better and better as time went on. But if you're going on kind of story-driven stuff, I would say 1. 2 is still just incredible, but it's like not so much story or action. It's kind of like an intermittent between of like here's a fight scene, onto the next part, fight scene, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. And you don't really go into John Wick to build the story, I suppose, but they've all got really good action. But yeah, I'd agree with the 3 being the actiony one. Yeah. Looking forward to part 4.
Oh, I know. We'll just wait. I love like Keanu Reeves was just like, hey, I'll make as many as the fans want. Keep going. I want to see John Wick 95 when you're 92.
John Wick Resurrection.
Yeah, comes back as the Terminator, the half robot, and just that'd be amazing. John Wick RoboCop.
John Wick X. John Wick goes to space.
That'd be cool. Oh, that's what I'd like to see. John Wick versus a series of John Wick versus famous franchises and stuff. That'd be cool.
That'd be actually
so stupid, but so brilliant.
Stranger things have happened.
John Wick versus Stranger Things.
John Wick versus Megalodon.
Oh, yes. And Jason Statham's his backup.
No, I'd pay to watch that.
Oh, I would definitely pay to watch that. Here's a question. What's your favourite fruit? From Robin. I actually don't know. I don't know. I'll probably say banana. That's one I've loved ever since I was a kid, so I'll just go with that.
Passion fruit, because I love the passion. It is very sweet and tasty.
And if you cut it right, it'll squirt a little.
Words to live by. Words to live. I know we're not going to say lychee.
Yeah. No, not lychee. No.
We do not like them.
I mean, they're okay, but I wouldn't be able to eat them all the time.
Oh, I like pineapple as well.
Oh, yeah, no. Pineapple is a good one. Good call. Pears are alright. I went through a stage where I loved pears for some reason. But
got a kind of weird aftertaste sometimes.
Yeah. Ooh. Fuck, that's something we can quickly talk about. Call of Duty Cold War. I don't know
I like
how. I
how
don't know how.
made me think of that.
I don't know how a pair got me to that, but Call of Duty Cold War. What are your thoughts?
So obviously it's a Black Ops one, is it?
Yeah, Black Ops.
Are we going back in time or forward in time?
I don't think you can really tell from the trailer. I mean, maybe.
I think it's back.
I never looked through it, so I didn't really pay attention to it.
I mean, it could be good, but I believe it's had like the least amount of development time possible, and it's going to be focused on the battle royale side of things as well. Yeah. We probably have a campaign, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, after Black Ops 4, I'd be surprised if they fucking didn't. That game, although very popular, people were pissed there was no campaign.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope it's good because I do like the kind of older games, World War II and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Cold War, obviously, after that, and the missile race and whatever, nuclear power. But yeah, it might be all right. I might pick it up, but not release.
Yeah, no. I definitely will be out of release because I'm assuming it's going to come out on next gen as well as PS4 and Xbox One X. But,
Yeah.
Yeah. Robin said, "You know mine, so it's only fair. I have passion fruit cordial. I can't even read.
Cordial.
Cordial. There you go. Thank you. Sure, is that good? He didn't even have to look. Yeah. Anything else that you have on your mind or want to discuss?
That is my list has been exhausted and my mind has slightly been.
I'm tired. Yeah. No, I think that's it. I think we've reached the end of this journey. You and I.
On a live journey. I hope people have found it interesting and fun, and we actually have managed to have some viewers, which is quite nice.
That's cool. So yeah, thank you very much to everyone for watching. If you watched it live, so thank you to What's Poppin' Bro and to Robin for tuning in and watching. Even if you just popped in and had a quick ganders because you were curious, thank you very much. It does mean a lot. How did you find it? Doing it live?
Yeah.
Yes. We've been pre-recording these for quite some time now.
Yeah.
So,
Felt good, apart from the few mishaps with my little doggy.
oh, that can't be helped though.
No.
Cute puppies.
I mean, yeah, it didn't feel too much different than what we normally do, but I'm not there editing it all the time.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm worried about is that I might have missed something or whatever, and it's like, oh, you haven't turned the audio on for this, or this thing doesn't work, or this is broken.
Yeah, so there's more kind of on-the-spot pressure.
Fucking dreading that I've missed something. But, only time will tell. But, yeah.
Well, it's going to be on Twitch, right? So
Yeah, so it'll be fine regardless. But yes, so there we are. So good.
been fun.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone for watching. Myself and Sean, as always, hope you massively enjoyed it. It was really fun. It was really enjoyable. We had a good time. Again, thank you to everyone for popping in who did. And who knows, maybe we'll do another live one at some point. I'm suspecting next week won't be live. Simply because it's a little bit easier and less stressful for us to just pre-record it.
Yeah.
But if
it's only like 24 hours later. So,
yeah, no, exactly. But if you do want us to do this more often, let us know. If you missed it, at least you can watch it on demand. So there you are. You just don't whinge. But yeah, thank you to everyone for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I guess we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one. Thanks for joining.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
I am who I'm meant to be. I am who I'm meant to be. Over and out again. My future needed clarity.